and it all freaking hits at the same point. I mean, that to me is just pretty elegant. Bang, 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 and bang. I was kind of doing a little bit of history on Paul Volcker. So Paul Volcker was a central banker in the 70s. This is when I first came into trading, the late 70s, 80s. Took interest rates to 20% and broke the market. Market was down like 27% in a short period of time. But there was, I think, 11 down moves of 10%. And there was 8 up moves of 8 to 10% during that time that it took to get to 27% down. And I think that we are going lower in the markets, but there are times where the things go up 10%, 15%, 8%. And I think this is what you're going to see. And so, very, big choppy waves of trading. So I think the big picture is still in that we're going down, but I also think that you could come all the way back to 345 and, it looked like that. So it's like kind of buy the dips, sell the rallies. It's a bit of a dance in here. And certainly if you've got extraordinary profits, take it. And it's very dangerous also being short for too long. You can see you get in the hole and then boom, it's just these vacuums. Get in a hole and, you get these pockets where it's just very dangerous. I mean, there was a guy who shorted nickel and literally got taken out to the park, up 250% in 2 days. So, shorting's fun, but it gets a little overcooked and then you can get really overcooked yourself. So I was talking a little bit about Zoom yesterday. I actually started taking some shots at Zoom because I was looking at this on a weekly basis. And sometimes the symmetry of some of these things are just extraordinary to me. When you start connecting the dots, and it's just amazing how it's all random over time. You have an outlier like a world war, and yet the markets form these, pockets where it's just extraordinary. This was a little bit of so I just figured that you're at the low end of this. You've hit this line so many times. So I actually picked up some Zoom yesterday. Kind of doesn't look like much of a reason to, other than that it's just sitting on this. When I look at the daily, it just felt like there's some support on this trend line here. I think we talked about it yesterday. We're just amazing how you can conjoin this and it all freaking hits at the same point. I mean, that to me is just pretty elegant. Bang, 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 and bang. And so, I just feel like, I bought Bank of America. I'll look at that. The same reason. They all kind of have these things which, even the Dow just hit these things perfect. So you kind of got this descending thing, but you're right at the low end, sitting right on this line here. So I figured, look, I took a shot. I bought this thing right around here, and I think it's going to open about $4 higher, but I think it has a chance to, go back to this higher area, about 120. So, I just sometimes fool around with pockets of risk and reward. This thing looks overcooked. I mean, it's just gone down, down, down. It's like pushing on that beach ball. Eventually, you can't just keep compressing it. It needs some relief. And so I bought that. I bought Bank of America. I put this on the Elite last night, So this just looks overcooked to me. You can see this huge double top. So on one hand, you see the bear pattern that's driving it. On the other hand, you connect these dots and it's just like freaking amazing. I should do a better job. So look at how all of these lows intersect. All kind of, random. How does the market do this? And so now you're sitting on the lower end, and I think a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at Tesla in the market, and you had a couple of bars that looked like this, where, you had one like this, and then, one like this. And you had two things at the high, but you don't quite get through there. But, I kind of looked at this, like a double top, like you have two peaks in the same area, it closes up there. This one can't get there. And I kind of looked at this thing, the same thing. Like this looks to me like a bit of a double bottom. And maybe I'm reaching. So, you have a low here and then you have a low here. And so in my mind, I kind of see that as like a double bottom. And then, just the intersect is just, to the penny. So I actually, in the aftermarket, I was kind of doing a little bit of research, looking what's going on. I was interested in this financial area because, you've just been straight down. So, it's the risk reward's pretty favorable. So the double bottom, the intersect, the whole thing, I just stepped in the overnight market last night and bought it right here, 38.50. 38.60, whatever it was. And I think it's up $1 today.
You reckon it's worth getting in now on it, like in the pre-markets? Well, like 39.81 I've got on mine.
Look, I think you can. I think this thing's so overcooked. I hate chasing markets. I hate gap markets. You usually don't go straight down and straight up. But I think I would just look at, gathering a position. So if it opens $1.50 higher and then starts coming back, I would just have the mindset of just accumulating more in any setback, because I think this is a short-term bottom.
You can see, 45, it's 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So pop out a profit for 118,000 there.
So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts.
I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.